Hey guys, it's Grimdark Tiggy, and welcome back to another episode of the Basic Park series. In this episode, I am going to be building a brand new roller coaster, or at least starting it because it is very complicated to build, so it'll take a couple episodes probably. Um, I'm going to start building a new roller coaster over in that back section of my park. And between episodes, I did say I was going to update the seasonal area, and now I made it kind of like more summery with like a beach, kind of just sand, water, and palm trees. It just fits a little bit better than the Christmas tree and all the snow on the ground because it is July. There is no snow in July, at least where I live, but where I live, there's no snow any time of the year. But typically, there's not snow in July. Anyway, I am going to be building it over in this corner of the park. If I can just walk past the balloon ride. I haven't built over here in a while. Like last time I worked on this was when I built this ride, the Super Serpent roller coaster, and then this forest maze that has a bunch of identical looking trees, but whatever. So the amount of detail in this part of the park is about to go up drastically because the suggestion that I got, I don't have the comment for it, unfortunately, but the suggestion that I got was to build a park or build a roller coaster similar to Expedition Everest at Walt Disney World. And I thought that was pretty cool, so I am going to be doing that after I waste half of my money buying some land. I have way too much money. And I'd been thinking for a little bit about how I should do this. Like, how am I going to build it like Expedition Everest? Because Expedition Everest has a track switch, but you can't really do a track switch in Theme Park Tycoon 2. So instead, I'm going to be using the custom ride mode in the ride operations menu. I'm going to be using that to make it so that it can go up a hill and go backwards through the station and then go through part of the ride backwards. But in order to build this ride, I'm going to need to build a decently sized mountain, and I'm going to need to make an entire mountain themed area. This area is going to be the other side is kind of more of a warmer theme. You can't see it because my graphics settings are really low. So now my graphic settings are a little bit higher, and now you can see that there's like this kind of dry earth theme with like the desert and stuff over there. So I'm going to be making more of a cold type theme area. I do also have a couple of other suggestions that could fit quite well into this area. So yeah, I'm going to be building a snowy kind of, not necessarily snow, but more cold mountain type thing. So that's going to be great, and that is what I'm going to be doing today. I have probably spent way more time than I needed to explaining that, so I think I should just start by building a bit of a path to lead into this area. And I need to decide which path I should switch it to. I'm thinking I'm going to go with wooden path probably, because there aren't too many other good paths unless I went with a like solid stone painted path. I'm pretty sure you can do that. Yes, you can. You can paint it to be rock, but I'm not sure if I really want to do that. I could go with wooden planks. That's also what I used on the other side of the park, so I think I'm just going to go with these wooden paths for now. And I should block this section off so the guests don't put trash all over. Now I'm going to be building up at least part of this mountain here, just to kind of mark out what I'm going to have for it. And I'm going to time lapse this in case you wanted to see what strategies I kind of use to build mountains and hills. You could see what I do for that. What my idea is for this is I'm kind of going to have the station be over here. There's going to be kind of like a tunnel that you go through the mountain here where the path goes. And it also turns out I forgot to put trash cans down there, but that's not relevant to the point. I'm going to have the station on this side. It's going to go up, going to go down, kind of go over the hill probably. It's going to be cool, and I have some great ideas for this. So let's go straight into the mountain building time lapse. Last episode, the park did get to 5 stars, but then it dropped back down again. But at the start of this one, it is now at 5 stars again. So this video might be titled 5-star park if it stays that way. If it's not titled 5-star park, then you'll know that it did not stay that way. So yep, I just need to clean up this trash real quick, and then I will build the mountain. So I started with making the outline for this mountain. I'm not 100% sure if I'll change it. This part is kind of where the chain lift is going to be, but I'm also going to have it turn, so I don't know what I'm going to do with this for sure. My idea for the mountain is it's mostly going to be like really high on the edges and then have like it go inside some of the roller coasters, kind of diving through some like small, like some short down low, or diving through like kind of valleys in between like the peaks of the mountain. That's my idea for it anyway. And then over here, this is the little path that goes through the mountain. I made it go up so it kind of feels more like you're in a mountain because the elevation changes a little bit. And I'm going to have the entrance to the ride be over on this side, and the exit to the ride, or the entrance to the ride, you come out here and you go underneath just to have more space for the queue. This dry grass is where I marked out roughly where the station is going to be. So I'm just going to be building the station now, just to get an idea for what the roller coaster is going to be doing there. Obviously, I'm not going to be finishing it in this episode because it's going to take me a while, and I'm probably going to do some work on it in between. So I think I'm going to use vertical launch coaster for this one. I like the design of the cart and the track. I feel like those will fit pretty well, and it's also able to do a lot of the things that I want it to do. And besides, it's one of my favorite roller coasters. If you have seen my roller coaster tier list video, you would know that. So if you haven't seen that video, you should go watch it. My game is frozen, so that's why the screen is frozen. Just so you know, it's not just you, it's me. I have to deal with this stupid screen freeze. Okay, there we go. It's finally fixed. Now I can actually place this thing. So let's place it in here. And I'm going to have the station be here. It's going to kind of go this way, kind of turn and go up. So I will probably just build a little bit of a note to myself for that. It's going to kind of turn here, go up a little bit. I'm probably going to put a chain lift on this section, or maybe just some really slow boosters actually. Oh, this can't bank, right? I knew that. I have kind of finished the queue line area. Well, not finished, but I have built the queue. It goes down under here. Let me just go over to the part. This path isn't quite connected, but I'm too lazy to fix it right now. So if I just go up here, this is where you enter the ride. There's gonna be signs here. And by the way, I did come up with a name for this ride. I'm gonna call it Alpine Adventure, Alpine Ascent, probably. I'm not sure which. But it's kind of like Expedition Everest, where they both start with the same letter. So yeah, that'll be pretty cool. There's also this area where you can see the roller coaster board and go back to the station. And yeah, other than that, it's really just this cave that I've made. But this ride is going to take me a long time to make. So I'm actually going to go and finish recording building the mountain on, or I might work on the mountain later today. I might work on it tomorrow. I'm not sure. I meant to record a time lapse there, but the time lapse didn't record properly, so instead I'm just going to show you what I have done here. Also, it's the next day because I got kind of tired of building. So what I did here was I started to plan out some more of kind of what I'm going to do. So you can see how I have these like spikes here. I might raise some of these up a little bit, but these are going to be kind of the peaks that go around the outside of the ring, and I'm going to have the stuff between them be slightly lower. And then this up here is going to be the top of the very tall mountain in the middle. I also did more detail to the queue area and the inside of the cave. So as you can see, I've got my entire queue section down here. There's all these lanes where you can go up to get on the ride. I haven't built the exit yet, but I'm just going to have that one go down underneath through a tunnel. and then come back up there. And I did also have an interesting idea to maybe build a food restaurant kind of area over in this section, and maybe put a flat ride or something over here, so have kind of like a maybe an underground restaurant somewhere, because that might be kind of cool. And other than that, I just kind of decorated the cave a little bit more. And the other thing I did was I finished up the monorail like tunnel. So if I go over here to this monorail station, I'm probably going to put one over there. I might put one inside the mountain. I'm not 100% sure, but if I just go down here, you can see I opened it up, or the subway, because I called it subway. I've got a bunch of people queued up for it, so they seem to all be enjoying riding this. I'm actually going to put the target speed up a little bit because it seems like they aren't getting on it quick enough. So let's just put that up a bit and then open it. And then for this tunnel, I did kind of this area, so it's the same style as this station here. Then it kind of transitions to the other style for most of the tunnel, and this is the default style, so I'm going to have this. There's the monorail. And it also kind of fades into the darkness here. And then we've got all of these lights, which look kind of cool. And then it fades into darkness again, and you get to the next station. So that is quite cool. A train has crashed. Wait a minute. Maybe that's why it didn't work. Let me fix that real quick. So there it is. Now I have this thing done. I'm just going to go open it up and then just sit inside it, and then kind of like look at the scenery around it, just in case anyone's interested in that. If it'll start. Hopefully it'll start. There we go. Kind of fade into the darkness, then it goes through this tunnel pretty quickly, and then you get transported to this next station. And it's pretty fast. I am actually going to turn it down a little bit because the reason it wasn't going, the reason people weren't getting on the ride was because it had crashed, which is not really something I want. So, yep, now that that's out of the way, I'm going to head back over to here. And I'm actually going to begin on the track because I think I'm going to finish building the mountain in between episodes. I'm also going to finish cleaning up the track in between episodes and making it almost completely done. So by the next episode, you'll be able to see what the ride looks like. But I do want to add some like kind of notes about what I want the track to do, so it's kind of clearer what I'm going to have it do, so I can shape the mountain around it. So let's go into the ride track mode and build a bit of a track. It's going to go fast backwards through this part, so I don't want it to be too like dangerous or too sudden of drops. So I think this is fair, and then I'm going to have it go up kind of to this area, and I'm going to change some settings. So let's just have it go around here. It's going to be turned and rotated, so it's going to be banked so it doesn't kill you when you go around the turn. I am paying attention to G-forces a lot more than I would normally because I've been playing Planet Coaster. There will actually be Planet Coaster videos soon if you haven't seen my post about it. Actually, now that I think about it, it's not going to be able to make it up here, is it? Well, I can make the station launch, so that's going to be fine. I'll just make the station have a bit of a boost, so it'll be able to make it up this hill. So let's just angle it well, and then I'm just going to flatten out the banking as well. This might not be the most comfortable thing in the world, but whatever. It'll be fine. The guests don't care about G-force in this game, so I don't actually have to worry about it. So now I just need to bring the chain lift all the way up. I can tweak that a little bit, so I'm going to have the lift come up here. I'll move the peak a bit. And now I want one that doesn't have a chain lift, so it gets up to about this height, I think is a decent height for the first hill. And now I'm just going to have it do some weird break thing where it just kind of breaks and goes off. And it's kind of like Expedition Everest where there's the broken track. Actually, I'm going to have it turn the... No, I can't have it turn the... I mean, I can, but it won't look as bad. And then I'll just have it kind of curl around in a dangerous looking way to look like something ripped up the track, maybe. I'm not 100% sure what the theme is going to be, aside from Expedition Everest E-Coaster. So there we go. Now that has been built, and now I think I'm going to test it out and see if that works as a hill. And in case you want to know how I'm going to do these settings, obviously we've got all these ride operations settings in here if you have the ride operations game pass, but I'm not going to be using those because you can use the ride modes. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this earlier. If you go to the custom mode, you can change a bunch of settings. So the first thing, we're going to set the departure direction to forwards, and I'm going to set the station mode to be boost forwards. So it boosts you forwards. Then I'm going to add a wait 4, and it's going to wait until you have driven over a certain number of pieces. That number of pieces can be really any number. I'm just going to have it be like 5 so you get a decent length forwards. So I think that'll be good. And then what it'll do is set the station mode to do nothing. So the station won't do anything. If anything, I'll have it boost backwards. So let's just test that out real quick and see how well it works. Oh, I also don't have the train at the right length, so I'll fix that. And now we shall test. It boosts you forwards, you go up this hill, you get grabbed by the chain lift, slowly pulled up, and then you start to pull over that, but then it goes backwards, goes back through the station, or it doesn't go back through the station yet. But that's the general idea. It'll go backwards through the station and go into some interesting other pieces of track. So I'm going to work on the track a little bit, and I will get back and show you what I've done once I've done it. I have finished the track, or at least a draft layout of it. You can kind of see it if I zoom out. Also, Roblox for me is incredibly laggy right now. My entire computer is, because Roblox really doesn't like me. And whenever I have OBS open, it makes it impossible to edit the track, and sometimes I completely freeze up like this. It's really annoying. So I wish I could have added more time lapses in this video, but that's mostly why I couldn't do that. I really wish I could get a new computer, but I kind of can't right now. Anyway, if it stops freezing up for just a second, I would really like to show what I have made for this track. So you already saw it goes forward, and then it heads up this hill, runs backwards. Then you can see behind the station it goes into an underground section. This just has a booster and a bit of a spiral. Now the reason I put boosters at different points along the track was in order to, because I'm pretty sure I can change them between being brakes and boosters, so depending, and I can change the strength of them, so depending on where I am in the track and what I want to do, I can change I can change it from brakes to boosters to kind of control the train's speed a little bit better. Anyway, you can see over where I'm trying to point my cursor, you can see it comes out of the ground and then goes around in a bit of a circle, or a semicircle. Then it has another boost section. It goes up slightly. Up, that's the top of my screen. It goes up to this area where you're going to be able to see it over the mountain. Comes around, turns around, goes in another spiral over the other track, loops around here, and then it heads up this, and then it falls back down, goes through the entire thing backwards. I really wish I could have shown that better, but I can't right now. But you will be able to see it in the next episode, because this is, quite honestly, getting unbearable. I'm not sure if I can even continue recording anything right now. So on this completely blank screen, or on this frozen screen, I do have to say thank you for watching. I apologize for the incredibly low frames per second quality of this video, especially during this part. But if you did enjoy it, you could check out some of my other videos that might be slightly less laggy. Subscribe, like the video, and also join my Discord server. There is going to be a preview, a sneak peek of this video in there. The link to that is in the description. You get some sneak peeks of videos, mostly screenshots, and you can talk to people when they talk, which is kind of cool. So yes, I have nothing else to say, and I can't put up with this for another freaking second. So goodbye.